would try to donate blood and they would tell me no. And then, they were like, no, you
If I
can't.
ever donate blood, I thought they'd be like approving me, and then I like to show up like super pale.
And see, I don't mind it at all. So like I want to, and then they tell me that my iron wasn't high enough. So
Now can you or not?
now I can. Now every time I've gone in, I've been okay. I'm still close. Like I'm not like Iron Woman, but you know.
I don't know, Caitlin.
It's a girl thing, I think. A lot of it.
She tried out for the part, but didn't make it.
What? Actually, she gave it to me.
You know that Garrett finds his followers?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So
Predicted this value.
I mean, I could have took it if you wanted.
What do you do summer really?
I know. You wanna get
Well, they're all done. I just want to get
Judy Fruity. It was so funny, that song, somebody read to you, so kids would start singing at a loud
Because you guys literally look like it was like a Just Dance, but with singing. I haven't heard that song in a long time.
Same. And then I told Mr. Donahue not to skip the song, and he didn't skip the song, he listened to me.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
I got that song.
Did you know your husband's such a good singer?
Yeah, he sang quite a bit yesterday.
He sings the Backstreet Boys. Yeah.
No, he was like to Will, isn't that? He was like, Will, you want?
So he does that to me in, like, if there's music on in the store, or if there's music on in a restaurant, he'll sing that, like, and I'll be embarrassed.
And my mom like hates that song, and then he was like, anybody that says they don't like the song is lying. That's like so good.
Okay, so guys, when we do division like number 17, and it's only a single term, we're just dividing each of them by that same value. So this is kind of just now goes to our exponent rules. So I'm dividing it all by 3RS. So the 12 over 3 becomes 4. The R's cancel. Yes? We will, yes, but we gotta. R to the third divided by R, or sorry, S to the third divided by S to the first is S to the second, plus 9 over 3 is 3, R to the second over R is just going to be an R, S to the second over S is just going to be an S, minus 15 over 3 is 5, R to the second over R is just R, and the S is just cancel. So then this is what we end up with.
Informed.
Okay. So we'll go through the long division problems you guys had. Hopefully with going through a few of them, you'll probably feel better about things, or hopefully you will. Again, we're learning a new method today. So you'll probably like this method better. It's just strange. It's like kind of is one of those things I wouldn't be able to explain why it works very well. But it works. So I'm going to write this out as division right away. I'm going to put a 0t in this one and 25. Did you remember to do that?
No.
There's a missing power of t.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm
That's
not very good.
They'll do it. Okay. So again, if you didn't hear me say it, this missing power of t, all the powers of t have to be there. 3, 2, 1, 0. So if you don't put that in, it causes the rest of this to be kind of messy. So I'm going to do my division here. So 6t to the third divided by 2t. If it helps to have the little thought bubble, you can. You don't need it. So that's going to be 6 over 2 is 3. And then t to the second. Now once I get that, I multiply that back. So this here. And then 3t to the second times 3 is going to be 9t to the second. But I then you just subtract. So this cancels. Get 5 minus 9 is a negative 4. And I'm going to bring down the 0t. Question? Where'd the 9 come from? So 3t to the second times 3.
Oh,
Because remember, we have to multiply this guy back.
yeah, that's probably loud.
Oh, that'll do it. Yeah. So then, now I have to divide here. It's negative 4t to the second divided by 2t. So negative 4 divided by 2 is a negative 2t. That has to be multiplied back now. But now this has to be subtracted. So this cancels. 0 minus a negative 6 would be 0 plus 6. So that's 6t. Bring down the 9. Sorry, my plus sign started to look like a t. And then we do 6t divided by 2t is 3. And then multiply that back. And it actually ends up being the same. So we get a remainder of 0. So the answer is the 3t squared minus 2t plus 3. Lindsay, were you able to teach yourself this by watching the video?
Yeah.
This would be a
Did
tough
you guys
day.
talk about it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You talk about that. You were like, because Jordan started like dying.
Oh, yeah, what were we talking about? Oh, you were laughing so hard.
You were like, so you guys are actually gonna learn today.
Oh, that's what I was like, I know she was laughing at me, and I can't remember why she was laughing at me. I'm like, what kind of said that?
Yeah, you're like, we're gonna learn today. And then Jordan started denying. And I'm
Like Jordan was like over, like, that was it.
And I started laughing at my computer. I was like, oh, we got a Halloween costume for my dog because like they were on sale. So I got blue stuff.
Scary, huh?
Yeah. He's so cute.
Oh, Timon didn't like the socks he got. He bit me.
So we've been shopping for a jacket for Mickey, for our dog, and because she gets so cold. But they didn't have jackets at the one store, but they did Halloween costumes. I'm like, we could just get her a Halloween costume, and Mr. Donahue put his foot down. He was like, no, she does not want a Halloween costume.
What?
Order one on Amazon. It's cute. I bring it on the kitchen table and I'm trying to put the sock on it. No, forget it.
When I first got Mookie, I got her little wristbands, like little sweatbands, like for her wrists. And he was like, what are you doing to her?
My friend is like, she
Yeah, I
got
know.
her dog these rain boots. Yeah, she got her dog rain boots, and the first time she walked them, she went
Like walk, like, yeah, they like step super high.
so cute.
They're like, get this crap off me.
Okay, so this cancels in 27. Okay guys, then we have 1 minus 5 with a negative 4, y to the second. Again, if you didn't notice in 27, this is another one I have to put the 0y in.
So how do you?
So it's basically when you have it in standard form and that there's any missing powers of x, or like the variable. So whatever the highest one it goes, should go 3, 2, 1, 0. So if anything's missing, we have to put that
Did
in.
you say that yesterday?
Yeah, we did one example like that.
I didn't know that it was 3, 2, 1.
I just heard her say that you had to put one in. And then
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know why.
I was, yeah, literally. That's why I got it wrong. 'Cause
I'll do it.
Oh. Yeah, that's why they're wrong.
You should have said that yesterday.
There may be video proof that I said it yesterday. I'm just gonna say, like, that's out there.
Yeah, so maybe I just.
I'm gonna.
You kind of just said like put one in.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
ah.
So it wasn't the best explanation. Okay.
There's also like a 45-minute video, so I was like.
Fast forward.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 Mrs. Donahue. All right, so 0 plus 4. Okay.
What?
After this one, we have to finish.
I saw next week it's gonna be in the 40s.
Yeah, it's not very good.
We'll have to save for this time. Like, go other. Oh, yeah.
Like Tuesday, it's supposed to like go from like 60 down to 40.
I guess that means cahoots.
Yeah, who's will be back?
Can we just find something so fun? That would be fun.
Kinsey loves cahoots. She's so good at it.
She's literally. We're getting there.
We need to have a bullying intervention.
I don't bully.
Okay, so our remainder ends up being a -11. All right, I'm gonna go to 29.
Or dancer teams. Oh, yeah.
Now 29 didn't have any of those missing powers of x. You can't even blame me for that one.
No, Abby. Abby. I did not.
Okay, so 29, again, we're dividing 2y to the second divided by y, so this will be 2y. Multiply,
I keep doing my long division as square root.
it's okay, I will not take off if you do that.
Because that's what randomly taught me.
Blame it on randomly. All right, so 1 minus -6, 1 plus 6, so it'll be 7y. That should be a 16. Now I'm going to divide here. 7y divided by y, so
What
it'll be
is that?
7.
I thought you were gonna scare with them.
I'm done asking Garrett questions. Did you hear that on the video?
Yeah.
Of Garrett, like, guessing all sorts of.
I took him like 3 tries. They finally got it.
He was like 225.
Yeah, it was like 15 divided by 3, and he kept saying like 225. I don't even know where you get it. Okay, and then 31. 31, you did need a bunch of missing powers of x.
She was like, X.
It was almost becoming like comical, where I was like, is he just like pulling my leg like that he doesn't know how to do this? But all right, so 31.
Pulling your leg? He's pulling your leg?
It's
I mean, it's an
figure
expression.
speech.
Oh.
Figure speech. Is that what it is? No,
You're like
expression.
I don't hate it, I just don't like it.
I don't know.
That was weird.
Okay. So this one needs a bunch of space holders here. X
Whoa,
squared.
that's a lot.
Okay, well, I put it in the first one, I was in the second.
Okay.
Because for some reason, I thought it was like it had to be an odd number.
So 0 plus 3. So then we have to divide again here. 3x squared divided by x. Okay. So 0 minus a -9, so it becomes 0 plus 9. And then finally, 9x divided by x, so 9. And then this is going to end up having no remainder.
Whoa.
One side.
What?
One side.
No, not, no,
You're not, you should take 2
You're not a god.
I
like I need to jingle my keys to like. Here.
Yeah.
Question?
So it's basically, okay, so guys, good question. Let's just make sure this is really clear, because obviously I wasn't really clear before. So if we have, let's say a 5x to the fourth plus 2x to the second, minus 9. Can you tell what's missing from this one?
3.
So guys, so what this needs to be is whatever the highest power is. So it's the fourth power. It needs to go 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All the powers have to be there. Okay, so this one's missing the 0x to the third, right? Because there's no x to the third. It has the 2x squared, but it's also missing like a 0x to the first. And then minus 9. So it'd be missing both of these because you need to have every power of x accounted for. So I don't have to do anything before that. I wouldn't have to do like x to the fifth or anything like that. It's basically whatever the starting value is on down.
What if it was like x to the 25th?
Well, that'd be awful. So
Do we have to write the 0 or write x?
it has to be a 0 because otherwise, if it's just x to the third, it really is a 1x to the third. You're adding something in that's not really there. So the 0 really is just like a placeholder. So like when you did that division the other day, like if I had
7.
like this, and I don't know if you guys remember, but Garrett said, can you put a 0 there? That's exactly what we're doing here, is we're putting like a 0 as a placeholder. So Garrett was like our star student.
I'm so glad that was in the notes. Right.
Oh, God.
Can we take 2 breaks, like one now and
No.
It's Friday.
It is Friday, but we have stuff to learn.
Can we just bring our desktop time to the window? Like just like when you imagine you really look better.
These are all great ideas.
Or maybe
Great ideas that you'll consider.
Oh, I use like ecos and pathos.
Thank you. Hey, at least it's not a packet today.
No, it's not a packet. Look, it's 4 examples.
Take the paper.
I think we should power through all these and then go outside.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
You could. Okay, so there's a warm-up question. If you guys could try the warm-up.
You better tell your mom now, she said she gets that song.
Okay, Mr. Down, you said. What's the date today?
It's 12. Or 13.
No,
I mean, the 13th? Oh, wait.
Wow.
Yeah, if you guys didn't get the email or didn't see the email, so next week Friday is meant to be a makeup day for students that are behind. So, no. So the 13th is a makeup day. So if you're behind at all on any of your classes, so kind of like missing assignments, it's really designed for the virtual students.
Makeup day.
Bennett's assuming that all of you guys are done. Yes. What's that?
Your handwriting's good, Benny.
Yeah.
That's just yeah.
No, the 20th is in a makeup day.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's-
Okay, that's good for you, but it's not a makeup day.
That's one unexcused absence.
It's the 11th of December. Bennett, embrace it.
Oh my God.
Twentieth is not a big.
Yeah, it's not a makeup day.
The next one is in December. So there's one this month and one next month.
Erase
So
it.
the 20th, it's fine, I'll fix it later. But, so
No, it's not a makeup day. Bennett just wrote it.
the 13th is. 20th is in school.
Garrett, no, Bennett was.
Bennett's just, see, that's what you do.
Okay, so write that one.
Wait.
It wakes you up when you write stuff like that.
Okay. So guys, so the point of that is stay on top of your work so then you don't have to report that day at all. It could be an off day for you.
What if you don't report?
Then you get marked truant.
And then you have to pay like $200-something.
You'll be told
No,
like
you
next
don't
week.
get
Kind of like
five.
those like study hall days last week.
What if you
That's
had
that's
guaranteed?
how
Get it done before next Friday.
You guys were still talking about that?
Yes,
What the heck?
like half of AP Lang was just
About
truancy tickets.
Oh, I don't hate you. Kimchi. That's all from this. What?
Okay,
You hate him and hate.
so
I don't hate Asians.
okay, so we're doing long division here.
So huge.
Now, I divided 3x to the fourth by x, and I got 3x to the third. I'm going to multiply this back. So then this has to be subtracted. Are you okay? Are we okay mathematically?
Mentally now.
Okay. So -6 minus 3 is a -9. Oh, and real quick, Paige had asked, this isn't one we had to add any zeros because there's nothing missing. It goes missing. It goes 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. There is none.
Wait, we're still on.
X to the first.
Oh.
It's okay. And then x to the 0 would be the sixth one. So now I have to divide here. So this is a -9x squared. Multiply it back. Subtract. So this is 2x squared plus 9x squared, so 7x squared. Divide again. This will be 7x. Subtract. This is 1 minus 6, right? Or 1 minus 7, so -6. And so then finally, we get a -6 as our last term, and it has no remainder. Okay. That was a pretty long one. So,
Easy, bro.
sorry. You blame it on Tara. I looked at Tara's paper, she was already done, so I just was like,
We were all laughing.
Pump in some iron. What? Wait.
Who are you talking to?
Ryan, you can hear us.
No, I can't understand.
okay.
Synthetic division.
So, what we're learning today is another way to do this division. And like I said, this is one of those times where I have no idea how someone figured this out. And they sat, like, this is before people had cell phones. So they had nothing else to do. So they sat and just did math problems. And they found different ways to do things. No, I'm kind of joking, but not really. It was before TV as well. But, so it's kind of kooky how this works today. So this is a way to do the division without having to do long division. Now, I do still want you guys to be able to do long division, but I'm going to show you this other method just because it's kind of crazy how cool it works. And you'll have to know how to do this as well. You'll like this way once you get the hang of it.
So it's easier?
It's the sixth. It is easier. I would say it's easier overall.
It's 2020.
The 11th month.
Yeah.
Okay. Best year ever.
No phone.
Okay. So, synthetic division, again, is, like I said, it's kind of like it's made up. So the fact that it's named synthetic means fake. So it's like fake division.
Huh.
So we're gonna divide, so we're dividing by
Fresh?
okay. So we're dividing by x minus h. So this is our x minus h. Now, if you notice, this is exactly the same problem as our warm-up. So I did that intentionally so we can kind of see the similarities in it, but also the big differences. So if I'm dividing by x minus h, if it's x plus 1, what is h?
1.
It's actually going to be, I heard it, negative 1. It's going to be the opposite sign of what you see here.
That was close though.
Yeah.
Stop making fun of me.
Sorry, it's just easy to.
So you have to kind of remember putting the opposite sign. And we're going to put it in a little, like little box away from everything else. We're going to do the same thing here. So this looks like positive 1, we're going to put a negative 1. Huh?
Why would you put it in the box?
Just to keep it separate.
Oh.
Put baby in the corner. Okay.
No.
Okay. So what we're going to do now, hey guys, I need you to stop talking, please. We're going to write the coefficients. Remember, the coefficients are the numbers in front of the variables, from the highest power down to the lowest. And then this is one of those places we have to include any missing powers of x. So just like we did in the homework yesterday or the notes that apparently I didn't explain very well, include missing powers.
Oh, okay.
Of x. So what we're going to do here, again, we're going to write all the coefficients. So the coefficients are just the numbers in the front. And this one doesn't have any missing powers of x, so I don't need like a 0. So I'm going to write 3, and I'm going to leave a little space. -6, I'm writing this without the variable at all. What do I write for that plus x? 1.
Get better.
All right, so what they're basically doing is taking the variables completely out of this, and we won't actually do any dividing with the synthetic division, which is kind of strange. So we're going to do the first step. So, and it's not going to be anything like long division, but we're going to get the final answer to be the same. You're going to drop down the first coefficient. I can spell. So I'm going to drop this down, make a little line, so make some space here. We're going to write stuff in there. Bring the 3 down. So now this is where we're going to start the synthetic division. So we're going to take this number, we're going to multiply it with h. We're going to multiply that number to h. So 3 times -1. What do I get? -3. That's going to go here. On the next slot.
Oh, dang it.
Whoa. Did you miss that space part?
Yeah.
Just leave space. Sorry. I did say space. There is video evidence that it said space.
Not if someone hits and record delete.
And record delete. Where'd the video go? All right. Are you better now? Okay.
Maybe.
Now we need to add these two. So we're adding -6 and -3, get a -9. We're adding.
Oh.
And then we're just gonna repeat. So we're gonna keep repeating steps 2 and 3. So just these two, we keep repeating here. So -1 times 9 is 9. Add,
-7.
careful,
7.
7. Multiply.
Wrong.
Multiply, -7. Add, multiply, okay.
39760.
Okay, look at our answer from the warm-up.
Oh.
What
The coefficients, I know, I feel like I'm doing like a magic trick.
This is reverse psychology.
So, it's like a card trick. All right, so if you notice, the coefficients are identical that we have on the top. So what we do now with our answer is we work our way backwards. So we're gonna name this working from the right side over. So what the first space is always gonna be is the remainder. So we're gonna call that first space the remainder. And we had a remainder of 0, so that makes sense. So we're gonna name it going this way. So we're gonna go this way, naming it. So from the remainder over, what should be the next one?
1. Oh.
It should be like the x to the 0. It should be like the constant. So I'm gonna call it the constant. See?
Lowercase.
Sure. I'm spelling a word backwards. X squared.
X.
X to the third.
X to the third.
Oh.
so confused. I was like R and C.
So, okay. So just to remind you guys what R and C are. So this is remainder. This is the constant, or the x0.
Oh, okay.
And then it goes x to the first, x to the second, and we keep going as many spaces as we need. But you have to start with this slot. So I couldn't decide to start over here. I have to start back at the remainder and work my way back this way.
Yeah, this
So
one's
we do
nice.
have to rewrite it, like so. We have to write 3x to the third minus 9x squared plus 7x minus 6, and then there'd be a remainder of 0. So that's when we divide them. Okay, so when you're ready, you guys can flip that over.
You can go outside.
Hold on.
Yeah. I like your comeback though.
I think
No, I think we should power through and then go outside. There's
Yeah.
more time outside.
More time outside.
Yeah.
That's
If we just power through one more time outside.
No.
Nick, stop.
You go outside. Yeah,
Here, if we just power through and have more time outside.
So you did -9
Would you rather have more time or little time?
Oh, so this should be a -1. We think opposite sign both. -9 can be -1 is positive. And then we go back to the
Except for Julia.
That really makes it so right.
adding to get that.
What is
Then
that?
we'll go back to multiply.
Oh.
And we'll set it times -1. And down back to this is a negative, but after the negative side.
Why you're always.
We add.
Why am I always what,
We'll
Nick?
do another one in a second, so.
Why am I always what? Why am I always what?
Remember this now. we're gonna
Julia,
multiply.
pictures me when I was like 4.
What?
Stop bullying everyone.
Yeah.
You're a school boy.
It's coming from you.
You bully Kinsey, me, Nick, sometimes Bennett,
Matthew,
Brian.
I just don't know.
Practically everyone in the school, in the county pretty much.
You bullied Miss Donahue yesterday. Just on example.
Okay, I'm feeling oppressed. Okay, so,
Oh,
okay, what goes in the little corner? Put baby in the corner. -2. So
Two
it's,
negative.
remember, it's the opposite of what we see there. So it's minus h.
I just said it's making zero.
Now, do we have any missing powers of m in this case?
Nope.
No, it goes 2, 1, 0. Now we're gonna take the coefficients.
1, negative 3, negative 7.
Okay? Okay. Now you need a space, and we're gonna start by dropping down. Are we okay so far? Okay. Bring down that first term. So remember, it's basically multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. So we don't have as many steps. So once you drop down the first time, then it's just multiply, add, just keep doing that. So negative 2 times 1 is a negative 2. Add,
Negative 5.
Negative 1.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Wait, no.
I
No,
did it.
negative 5.
Negative 5.
are we okay with the negative 2?
Negative
No.
5.
Okay.
What? Negative 2?
Yeah. This negative 2 came from those two. Okay? Now we're adding. This is a negative 5.
Okay. That's my thought.
Sorry, I was trying to go back and make sure everyone's with us. Now, multiply. Again,
10.
you get positive 10. Are we okay with that?
3.
Okay.
3.
Add.
3.
I have like a sore on my arm. Like,
No, she's trying to flex her
Yeah.
muscles.
that's what I thought you were doing. I was like, sorry. No, it's like a. I don't know
Oh,
what
okay,
it is.
there's something actually.
Is it the like creepy little Asian
Maybe
thing?
those- Yeah, those things are neat. I don't think that's what happened, but. All right.
Mr. Ryan, who did it?
Negative 7 and 10 is 3. Now, we work our way backwards. Okay. So we work our way backwards, and we start with the remainder. So that 3 is actually our remainder.
Oh, snap.
And then this is the one without a variable at all, so that's called the constant. And then this will be x. If there was another one, it'd be x squared, but there isn't. So this is gonna be 1x. What's that question? Minus 5. And then our remainder is 3. Remember, that goes over what we're dividing by. Oh, I used m instead of x, sorry. Sorry, it should be m.
I used that same.
What's the answer to this one?
What? It was the same as this. We had,
Well, it was the same number.
but this one's okay. The original problem. 362. That's us. They were similar. There's things about it.
I do not.
No, it's okay. Those weren't supposed to match. No, it's okay. I'm glad you, I didn't want you to.
Were you singing that song?
Okay. The next one, what do we have to remember about the next one?
Negative 1.
What?
Placeholder.
Well, you do need a negative 1, right? So Abby was right about that. But, yeah, there's a missing power of x. So it was 4, 3, there's no 2. So we need a 0x squared to go in there. We need that as a placeholder, so we're gonna put 0 in as a placeholder.
In between negative 2 and 1?
Yes. Because it goes 3, 2, 1 then. So the
Wait.
coefficient,
Why? Never mind, no. Don't wait.
so take a minute, make sure you guys are okay with the numbers I have. Put a Band-Aid on, so don't bleed out. I'm not gonna bleed out.
Don't bleed out.
I don't want it to get blood on my shirt.
See? He's doing it the right way.
What do you guys think? I just flexed in class all the time.
I mean, I would have been
I'm
shocked.
gonna call Mr. Donahue.
Yeah, it's just flexing.
He's gonna be like, great.
Okay, are we good? You okay with where we're at?
I don't know.
Okay. Don't forget to start by dropping down first. Drop down. Multiply. So -1 times 1 is a -1. Add. Multiply. You get a +3. Add. Multiply, get a -3. Add. You get a +2. 1.
Oh, I got negative.
You did it wrong.
Nope. Are we okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
because it's 1.
So we have to work our way backwards. So this is the remainder. This is the constant. X. X to the second. And then X to the third. Kind of a good clue is it's probably always going to be 1 less than what we started with. And then the remainder always goes over what we're dividing by. So the question is, do you guys want to take a break now or just finish the last problem? And then be able to go outside for an extended break?
Finish the last problem. There's literally one problem.
Yeah, that's what
There's actually two, it's using
Those are
and,
horses.
and synthetic division.
Synthetic.
Okay, then don't complain when we have to come back inside and
Okay.
finish. Okay.
Are we gonna vote or are you guys just?
Oh.
No, we're voting.
Okay,
Each vote counts 5 each.
go outside now.
Each, yeah.
Yep.
That's 20 right there.
Okay, and
10,
then
15,
stay,
20.
go outside after.
One,
Sorry.
two, no. Each counts
Our
5.
population counts as more. We have population.
Yes, electoral college. Good
Yes.
finish.
This California, and
No, I don't want to. No.
okay, you're Texas.
Yeah.
I'll be Florida.
Oh.
Okay, so guys, the reason I have us doing long division and synthetic for this one is this is a different type of problem. I'll try to point out. Yeah, so the issue is this one doesn't work as nicely for synthetic division. Now there is a solution for this, but I would not probably choose to do synthetic division for this one. If I had my choice, I would just do long division. And I'll show you guys why that is here in a second. So let's do our long division, and then I'll teach you guys how to do synthetic with it. So 2x to the third divided by 2x,
X to the second.
2x to the second. Oh no, just x to the second. Sorry, the 2's canceled, right?
Yeah, buddy.
Sorry.
You're so mean.
Says you, school bully.
Wow.
Oh.
Shots fired.
Funny.
-5 minus 3. Okay. Now here. So -4x. Now careful, we have to subtract this. So 22 will be plus 12, right?
10x.
It should be plus.
Where did you?
34.
Oh, wait.
-4 times 3 is gonna be a -12, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's gonna be
34.
34
No.
x. Okay. The big number kind of freaks me out a little bit, but I think that there's 51 here too.
I was scared for
A little frightened. You weren't scared at all. You're so brave.
Alright.
So 34x divided by 2.
He's the short king, he's not.
So that's gonna be 17, right?
Yeah.
Nice number. So that's gonna be, oh. Nice. That works out nicely.
That's so nice.
Okay. So remainder of 0. Okay. So,
If the other one's not gonna work out, let's just.
so I want to show you guys why we need to know long division is because one like this for synthetic division just is not it's just not a great method for this type. Do you notice what's different about this compared to the other ones we did?
There's a difference.
The 2 in the front is the issue. So we can't have it to do it that way in order to do synthetic. So we need to make it so that it's only a 1. So
Just throw it away.
okay, so what we can do is take the 2x plus 3 and get rid of the 2 by dividing each of these by 2. Okay. So we now have a fraction. Sweet. So again, you might just decide, I'm just going to do long division on a problem like this. And that's perfectly fine. But I do want to show you this does work out. It just takes a little more work at the end. Okay. So put baby in the corner. We're going to do all our coefficients here.
People actually put babies in the corner.
No, it's from a movie. It's a line from a movie. Don't put baby in the
If you
corner.
remember putting corn.
It's from Dirty Dancing.
Oh, yeah. Now I got it.
No, it's when they do the lift
Yeah.
and they say,
I've had the time of my life.
I've had the time of my life.
It's not fire class.
So,
Outside class.
Okay.
Oh.
Alright.
Really ruthless.
Hey guys, listen up please. So, the good news is when we take -3/2 of 2, the 2's just get to cancel. So I'm just gonna be left with -3,
-3.
Oh, good. Now we can get back on track.
back on track, -8.
Oh,
What?
we're not.
Oh, yeah, negative.
But be careful, you can divide it by 2, 4, multiply by 3,
12.
12.
Oh, good.
Big numbers.
Okay. Divide by 2 is 17 times 3, so -51.
Yeah, she did it for us.
So we
Alright.
have
So, this is a remainder, which makes sense. But why don't these other numbers match? What's the issue? You see
You
it?
have to divide by 2.
Yeah, since we divided by 2 up here, we also have to divide by 2 down here to find. That's why this one is just not as much fun.
You're shocked.
Yeah,
They sounded shocked over
So it works, it's just not ideal. Like it's not as like easy going as, and I almost always forget the divide by 2 part at the end. Yes.
Like,
So-
mine seemed easier than I thought you were making it sound.
Why you try to scare you?
when you guys started doing all you're just like, wow. But it was so funny.
Alright, so guys, real quick before you leave. Okay, so homework is listed here. I want you guys to do synthetic for all of these. But I do want to let you guys know we're going to review and then we're quizzing next week, Tuesday. The reason why is the second half of the chapter, I kind of am going to do it later. So we're getting ready for a quiz next week, okay?
Got it.
Yeah.
Quiz or test?
Why don't you wait? Just wait, please. You're not both supposed to be in there together.
Quiz or test?
You guys can bring your homework out
I'm stabbed.
or book or whatever. What's that? I think they work if you sit kind of close to the building. Or you could bring a book.